Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. And I'll come down here. There should be a bale or two over the other side of that island from those little bits that were left. Which I thought that he'd left behind, but he ended up not having left behind. I'll go this way, and we'll be able to see if there's any over there. There's one here, and there's one over there. Right, so only 2 bales just on this bit. See, it's left an awful lot behind, but as soon as we have some rain, all of that straw will disappear. So it's not going to be an issue for us. Get rid of all of that. We've got... What are the... no, I wanted to have a look at the crop rotation again. Crop rotation in here, we've got grass, 2 lots of corn, and then grass again. So that's to feed the pigs. I want that sort of focus on feeding the pigs. And then we've got the arable set up. I got barley, canola, oats, canola, and wheat. So we've got 2 lots of canola coming out. And we've got oats and wheat coming out as well. And then barley is going to be a 0.95 on there. I don't really like that that's coming out at 0.95. If I was to change this one to sunflowers, it makes no change to the overall performances. So either I've got to keep it like that, or I need to add in another crop in here. So I am wondering, leaving it fallow does give us a boost on just the barley. Doesn't give us any other boost. Wheat and barley doesn't do any good. Oat in there, no good. Cotton does give a boost. Canola in there, we've now got 1.08 all the way through. Same with sunflowers. If I go with soybeans, that gives us a nice boost on the barley. So that one's boosted up. Soybeans are now 0.95 instead of the barley. But it does mean that we've got a legume coming in on here. And that's a nice cash crop that we can get. I know that the canola will also provide cash crop as well. But I think that could be pretty good. I mean, we're looking at a 6-year rotation on here. So there's going to have to be quite a bit. Corn... We need lots of corn for pigs, but again, if we've got a rotation that's including grass and corn, then we can sort of plan ahead with that as well. We've got some of our fields are going to be grass and corn for feeding cows and pigs, and then we've got the cereals for all the rest of the pigs, and you know that could work out quite nicely, especially the boost that we've got on here. So we'll be able to do something with this. And I like the idea of adding in the soybeans as an extra little bit. Right, I'll do that. I'll add in the soybeans. Now, I'll just load this one up. And then once I've loaded this one, I'm just going to go over to the other tractor a second. And we're going to just finish off that one. I'll manually tell it to go to the next part of the course to unload. I'm hoping that I will be able to manually tell it to go to the next part of the course. I may not actually be able to do it. I think that it will. I think that I can just go to the next bit and just sort of trigger it, and it will rush off and it will go and do that. Let's just finish loading this one first. I go to there, and I will go to there like that, and then we will unload onto the trailer and put those straps on there. And you are going on round and doing the rest of this course, which you weren't actually supposed to do. So I will do this, and I will say stop driver, and I'll clear the course as well. And then I'm gonna drive this way a second. I just want to see if he's left any bales. He's not left any bales down there that I can see. I hope he hasn't. And doesn't look like he's actually gone and picked up anything at all in the way of other bales. Looks like that's it for bales. Now, it's not going to hurt us, I don't think, to complete this bale of straw. So that... Actually, you know, I'm thinking about this. It's not going to make any difference, is it? If I complete this bale of straw, the only thing that it's going to benefit us is it will allow us to empty out the baler. But then if I empty out the baler, unless I've got it completely empty, it's not going to make any difference at all. And the way that I'm planning to do things from this point on, I'm not actually planning to have any bales at all. So, well, I say that if we want to be making any money out of bales, then yes, we will want to do it. But the amount of money that we get compared to the amount of work that we have to put in, does mean that bales aren't really worth it. Not unless we're doing something like silage bales. Other than silage bales, and I think that Courseplay does do a silage bale and wrap all in one. I believe it does do that. I think it does actually stop and goes through and does do that. So we could have that as an option, and then we could sell bales of silage, make a little bit of extra cash like that. But I do think that overall doesn't really benefit anything. You know what? I can't be bothered to go around and do all of this. Right? It's just going to take forever. So we will unload that one like that. It's only going to unload one. And then I will fold that one up. We'll take this one back to the yard. So this one is done and dusted as well. Actually, I'm not even going to take it back to the yard. I'm going to park it up over here. I've got nothing else that I need to do today other than these bales. So I want to finish these bales so that I can get on with the next bit. You are finished. Right click. Continue. If I say continue, what does it do then? Does it go back to the beginning of the course? Or does it go and tip? Stop driver. Clear the courses. Go to here. I don't know how to get it to just go and do the tip bit without doing anything else. So I'm going to go like that. And I'm just going to go first waypoint drive course. So he will go over, start that the tip course, and we'll go and tip that in the hay silo and then come back and that will be done. So you do that. I will go over here to this one. I do want to have a look in here, and I want to have a look in our storage. And right, that says hay right there. Silos owned, total capacity. So it's not linked up on that. That doesn't link. That's showing separately. So I don't have hay being stored in there. I am wondering about the other silo thing, whether that one would show up. So I'm going to have to actually go and stand on the one down over there that we've got in order to be able to see what's happening with that one. So we've got this load of bales here, and then one more load will fill up the shed with all of the bales of straw that I want to bring in. And these are 8,000 litre bales as well. So we've got a lot of straw is now being stored in our shed in bale form. And yeah, that's going to be a little bit probably slow when it comes to feeding the animals to start with, but I'm actually all right with that. And we'll ultimately just sort of dump most of that into the mixed feeder for the cows. And then next year we'll start pulling in loose straw. And then that's going to be sort of easier to use. We'll have a forage wagon or a feed wagon or something that we can use for chucking the straw in about into different places, which is going to help as well. And generally speaking, everything should all be tickety-boo and wonderful and easy as we start to progress. Well, I think we're doing really well now. We've got a nice lot of straw in here. We've got that one over there, which I do just want to skip over the fence and go and have a look at. I want to see what we're doing with this one. We've got input 684,000 litres of grass, which is currently turning into hay. And at the moment, we've got 250,000 litres of hay. And that is in the process of converting as well. There's that tractor. Oh, he's driving around in circles because he can't actually access the bit that I've told it to access. Let me go back to it a minute. What are you doing? You haven't driven the course I told you to tip. Stop, driver. Why didn't you drive and empty out? Is it because he's half full? Is that why he didn't do it? Let me bring him round over here. I need to find out why he didn't do that now. Because he's gone to the stop position, but he didn't do the rest of it. Drive course. It's on tip. It's on field mode. Wonder if it's because it's on field mode that it didn't... Oh, wait, look. it is. It's because it's on field mode. So stop driver a minute and start course at current waypoint. Start course at next closest waypoint. And I want to go grain transport load at start. Empty combine offload. Drive from start to finish. No, so I'm going to go for that one right there. And I'm going to say drive course. Right, that's looking a little more promising. Because he's not actually got the thing down and running as is. Because what he did, I think, is because it's recorded in, or it was active in field mode. I would put my money on that being the reason that it didn't work properly. So we'll just see if he does come over here and tip. As long as it tips, that's fine. Then I can get back onto that Xerion and we can go on with that bit. I'd like to be able to finish doing that work. And 16k now as it comes into this right here. It's opening up. It's opening the top as he comes in and gets ready to tip. So go into there. Tip trigger reached and he's emptying out. Right, that's fine. I don't care about the rest of that one. You can drive back over to the field wherever you're going to drive back to in a second. And I want this one. I want to bring that one in round here like that. And take those straps off. Load that on. And then I'm going to have that one out the back so I can sort of see where it's going to want to tip this trailer. And I want to bring you up like that. I kind of don't want to alter the direction of that trailer at all for a second. Now I want to alter the direction of the trailer. I want to just swivel it round a little bit right there. It's actually in a bit too tight. It's gone in too far. So what I'll do is I bring you up there and straighten a bit. Forward a little bit more. That's not ideal. That's definitely not ideal. But if I do that there, I can just swivel back round a little tiny bit there. That should be fine like that. And then, yes, excellent. Okay, we have got that one in place. We managed to do it. Then I can run this one back over. And once we've emptied out the barley, I do think that we could get rid of both of these silos and then go for the 1,000,000 litre one. But as I said before, I want your comments and views and opinions on the 1,000,000 litre one. It might be a bit much for some of you. You might think that we shouldn't be using that. Now, this is just going to keep going through this same cycle until I stop it, isn't it? So I'm going to stop you over there. I'm going to clear that course. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to come away from it and he'll stop what he's doing. I will go back over to you. We'll head back out to the field. We get the last load that is needed in here at the yard. And then we've got just a few more bales that are left in the field. And that is it for handling bales. I've noticed that this has taken a rather long time to go and do. I can't really go fast forwarding time very much while I'm doing this because of the risk of rain. We end up running the risk of spoiling our straw, which I don't really want to do. We've gone to the effort of raking and baling all of this straw, so we do want to keep it. We do want to be actually using it. Now, as far as I know, if we're going to be doing combining in this field and we're going to have courseplay emptying out the combine and then taking that back to the yard or offloading it using an auger wagon and offloading and stuff like that, there's different courses that we can set up and we can do this. But I think we need to have the combine running with courseplay rather than the combine running with the AI vehicle extension or with the standard hired help, in order to be able to make it all work effectively. Because a lot of people said either you thought that I should just have the trailer that we were using and have that ferrying straight from the combine back to the field, back to the yard, or have the tractor not using the whole dolly situation, because that was a bit tedious going backwards and forwards and swapping that over all the time. We've done it, we've had a look at it, but keep the trailer, because the trailer is actually pretty good. We don't have to have a massive great big trailer. It doesn't have to be like the biggest trailer that money can buy. We can run that trailer, and that trailer is actually perfect for a farm trailer on a farm that has got a truck lorry working on it anyway, so it does sort of fit. And we could have an auger wagon in the field on the tractor running backwards and forwards from the combine. So we set course play on, we have the combine on a course play course, and then the tractor is running an auger wagon on course play. Oops, I don't want to do that. I want to unload onto the trailer and then do that. So we have the combine is on course play going around the field. Then the tractor in the field has an auger wagon, and it's using course play to offload from the combine into the auger wagon, and that's bringing it to the edge of the field. And then the auger wagon is unloading into the truck, which is waiting on the edge of the field, and then the truck is also using course play, and that is running back to the yard and tipping at the grain point and then bringing it back over. In theory, we can do all three of those actions. They all work together with 3 different course play courses. In theory, we can do this. How I actually do that, I'm not quite sure. And we're not going to have to worry about that until next year. I'm not going to do it this year. That's not going to be something that I'm going to do right now. But the theory is there that we should be able to go and do that. So it could be an interesting little experiment to try. The only other thing, you know, I was talking about what are we going to do next? Like, how long are we going to stay here on this farm? And also, what are we going to do next? Where are we going to go? What sort of map are we going to do? One thing that I am considering, either for this map or for the time-lapse map instead, is a more tropical-themed map. Something with a warmer climate, like the Estancia Lapacho map. Now, I personally really like that map. I know that there are quite a few people that are not fans of that map at all. It's a split opinion map, I think. That one, it definitely splits opinions, that one does. I like it. I really like the feel of it. I love the red soil there. That, to me, and some people have said that the red soil is the bit that they don't like. That's the bit that feels unrealistic to them. I personally think that's just because I've never lived in a region that has red soil like that, because trust me, that is a very realistic soil for iron-rich regions, and I've seen and worked on soils like that. It's different to other soils. It like the look of it, and even the smell of it is quite a bit different. So it's quite a cool thing, and I would personally, okay, got 2 bales left there. We'll have to try and shove those bales up somehow, but I'm not going to worry about them right now. If those 2 happen to get killed by the rain, then so be it. We'll worry about that another time. So possibly after we've done stuff here, we could keep the seasons and move to a more tropical map. Either Estancia Lapacho, go back to something that we've already done previously, or we go to something brand new. Now, as far as I know, Course Play is now able to completely do a sugarcane harvest, and we could focus on more hot weather crops, such as cotton, sunflowers. Let me loading a minute. Cotton, sunflowers, and sugarcane, and we could really focus on those, and possibly do the animals as well, like the Bahrain cows and merino sheep are particularly suited to hot weather. Australia is the most popular variety of sheep in Australia, is merinos. They're very good for wool. I mean, in this game, they are the wool-producing sheep, right? In this game, they are designed for doing the wool production, and they produce wool at 4 times the rate that the other breeds of sheep produce wool. So if you want to focus on wool production, then those are the ones you want to go for. Now, I did talk about selling straw, but as we've only got half a trailer load of straw left over, I'm not going to sell straw. I'm going to keep the straw, I'm going to take it back over to the yard, and we will dump it in there somewhere. I've now done everything that I want to do, so let's get some time fast-forwarding going on here. I'm not going to worry about unloading that trailer onto the trailer. We'll just leave it like it is. We will fast-forward time now until tomorrow, when we should be in a position to be able to start doing the corn harvest over in that field. I haven't got a great deal of other stuff that I want to do, So I'm thinking along the lines of we get the plough tractor, which is the John Deere, and our big old plough over there, and we start doing some work with that one. We start getting the plough out and ploughing up some more fields so that come next year, we've got a lot more fields already. And it also means that we're not going to have to spend a large chunk of spring or even winter just doing ploughing, because I've already done that. I spent a lot of time doing ploughing at the beginning of this series, which I do kind of wish I hadn't, but what's done is done. Okay, I'm hoping that that will stay in there. Can't quite get around that corner. There we go. Right. So yeah, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to be having loads and loads of focus on just doing hours and hours of ploughing, because quite frankly that got a little dull. I'm not going to have to manually do it this time round as well, which does make life a little better. Now, if I bring this one in here, I think right, I know that I've got machinery like lying all over the place. I don't care about that. That's not an important feature right now. That doesn't actually matter. The only thing that I am wondering is how am I going to do the corn harvest over there? Right, I've got this one here, but we didn't drive this one on the field because of potential compaction issues. So I'm wondering if I should set up a course using that one and that trailer, so long as it does actually fit through everything in here. If it fits, then excellent. Then yes, that's what we will do. So I guess that's really what we want to find out, is only if it fits. I don't need to worry about it for a second. We will go over here and we will sleep the night, and then we can check our animals in the morning. We may have to do a little bit of feeding. And that, again, that's going to be another thing that we'll be able to speed up the process of once we've moved the cows over there and we've got the new bulk feeder sort of systems put in place. We've then only got to drive a trailer underneath and scoop all of that up. The only thing that we've got at the moment that I don't like... Oh, I need to go out a bit. No, I need to go back up. There we go, right. The only thing we've got at the moment that I don't like is the food... or the waste of the food being tipped out in front of the animals. Right? That's something that bugs me. I don't like it. I don't want to keep it. I don't want that to be a thing. I'm going to slow right down to normal time. Over there. We're going to have a look in here first and check prices. At the moment, we're on 972 as the maximum price we've seen for barley. 1,031 over there that we've seen for wheat. We're now mid-autumn. So if I go over here and I check prices, barley over there is down a little bit from maximum price, and this is down a bit from maximum price that we've seen in the middle of spring as well. And so I'm confident that that is going to go up nice and high, so we should get a really good boost of income coming in from our barley over there. We won't be selling any of the corn. We want to keep every single little grain of that. I'll look back over here. That is... now ready to harvest. Excellent. That's good. That's what we want. And I don't need to worry about anything else there. How am I going to do this? Let's just get started with the harvest. Oh, no. Let's just check the animals first. Yeah, definitely a good idea to check the animals. We've not got very much here at all. So we'll go into here, and you've got a little tiny bit of water. The straw is out. We've got 1,126 manure, and then we're back producing slurry over there, and horses down here. They're out of straw again, and they're on roughly 87. So the money doesn't seem to be changing all that much. Apparently, this is what you get each night. So I do have it on my to-do list to go and change all of those, change all the horses. We're going to swap them all out. This is a bit that bugs me right here, is the fact that we get this. We don't have that beautiful Lely Juno cleaning robot that was one of the first mods that came to FS19, and it was a wonderful, wonderful mod. It was my single most favoritist mod of every mod that there was, because it cleaned everything up in front of the animals. Right, and dumped it straight back in. I thought I loved that mod. It was absolutely fantastic, and it's one that I would like to be using now. I would absolutely love to be using that one now, but I can't. That is not an option for me because it's not been converted over. Really want that one to be converted over. It would be so awesomely cool if that could be converted over. But never mind, it's not, so let's not cry over it too much. I got plenty of other things I can cry about before we worry about that one. But what I might do this winter is get some... Let's move out of the way there. Get some tree. We'll cut down a couple of trees, and because we've got trees that we're going to want to cut down if we're ploughing up more land. We have got trees that we're going to be wanting to cut down in places. And what I'm thinking is we will set up the whole thing with the wood chips. Right, I've done the wood chips thing in the last series, and all we do is we spread wood chips all over the front of the feed area for whatever animals we've got. And because you've got a layer of wood chips down in front of the feed area, it means that the animal waste is no longer the waste from the feed trough is no longer able to be dumped out on the ground in front of you. And that means that you're then not going to be getting a huge amount of... you're not going to be getting any of it. Right? The animals will stay 100% clean at all times. And that's what I'd actually like to be able to do. So we'll start water going in there. We'll go over to the horses and we will start water going in those. We're then going to go back round and we're going to put feed into the different animals. There we go. We've got water going in there. And I do want to put some water going over here on the chickens because they haven't got anything either. Not that you have to put it going for very long for them. So water's filling up there. We're going to dump in hay silage in for the cows. We've got a little bit of grass in the pen. And we want to put a bale of hay in here for the horses as well. Their water is now full. And then once we've done that, then we can get started with the combining. And then once we've done that, we will set up a course. So I'm going to, as I'm setting up a course this time... it used to be that... Wait a minute, I want that one over there. It used to be that course play would work with a standard hired help, but it didn't work, or it didn't work very well, with the AI vehicle extension. Those two weren't compatible. So we've either got to use the AI vehicle extension, or, and like manually unload the trailer, or we want to set up and run a... run the combine using courseplay, and then run the tractor and trailer with the whole dolly thing. We'll see if that will work. I mean, actually, the thing with the dolly is I don't think that we can tip the trailer if we're using the dolly. Don't think that's going to work. So we might... I mean, this action camp... Oh, that's because I was in too far. Right. I'll load that lot in there. Put that down a bit. A lot of chickens in here. There we go. Right. Pick that lot up like that. I just want to come over here and see what chickens we got in here. 400 out of 400. So you can see like the prices on these. We've got 2 and then 6. And then these are back down to 2. The Rhode Island Red is a medium breed in between the two. Now, I actually like the Rhode Island Red. If we were really wanting to do this, those are meat animals, I think. Oh, egg. No, that's an egg animal. Cornish Cross is a meat animal. You buy those in small and you fatten them up. And then this one here, I'm not really sure what the point, whether you are supposed to just, whether this one is like a focus on egg production. But you also get some meat. So whether we want to be looking at when we get animals to a set weight. I mean, we've got 3 kilo animals in there, and they're all $6. And those are 3 kilo animals there. So whether they'll get heavier than 3 kilos and we can get more than $6, €6, whether we can get more coming back for selling the meat, I don't really know. I don't think that's actually a thing. I've got a whole load of male animals here. So I'm assuming that over time, some of those will start to fatten up. And then we can just simply shift those over, and those are the ones that we sell for meat. Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode, so we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like? And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.